Hey guys, this is Kendra Page with the Pages Media doing another UX teardown today. So today we are looking at the sunglasses brand by Meller. This is just a site that I came across, and so I thought it would be a good opportunity to do a UX teardown. So when we do these UX teardowns, they're meant to be brief, high-level overview. We're certainly not looking at every single thing on the page. We are just looking at typically like a product page, some light accessibility stuff, and we're looking just at like a few pieces of content on the site. The goal certainly isn't to hash out like every specific thing, but again, just to kind of some quick wins. So basically, okay, so let's get started here. So when I get onto the site, first thoughts are these pictures are really, really big, and I actually cannot see the text. So that is an accessibility concern. White text over an image just doesn't have enough contrast to be seen for someone with a visual impairment, but also it's just really difficult to see anyway. So we have some promotional content here, 2 times 1, but then we have buy one and get one free. So I'm not sure exactly what the promotion is, because those immediately seem like two different things to me. It seems like buy 2, get 1 free, but then there's a buy 1, get 1 free. So I guess I'm not like immediately sure what that means. It's possible that it's explained elsewhere, but when we enter a page, we want to be able to see like what they sell, who they are, and if you're going to have promotional content, like the copy needs to be really clear so that a customer knows exactly what is going on. Okay, so again, we have the menu up here. The text is just really, really small, and the weight is really, really fine. So we want those to be attention grabbing. We don't need them to be overwhelming, but we certainly want people to be able to find them, and it's really small. Okay, so we've got some bestsellers. Okay, so we can scroll options. Here we go. New products. All right, so they have some of their more popular items displayed here, and then we move right into reviews. 4.2 showing our 4. Okay, so reviews. So this is kind of an interesting thing. So they're transparent in that they're only showing their 4 and 5 star reviews, but a lot of the research talks about giving people the option to be able to filter out through what's called a ratings distribution summary. So people want to be able to see the all of their options, be able to click through. If I want to see like all the 3-star reviews, I want to see all the 1-star reviews, because people see that as transparent. Now, I'm sure if we went into Trustpilot, then we would be able to filter through those. But the issue with that is you're actually taking people away from your page. So I can go into this, right? And I can do this. So this is a ratings distribution summary. This is what we want. The problem is though that you've taken people away from your page to be able to see this information. So while there is some transparency that they're only displaying these ones, there's some research to support that you want the ability to be able to filter through all of them. Okay, so some brands that they're associated with. So this has a scroll, but it actually doesn't scroll very far. So I assume, immediately upon looking at this, I'm not entirely sure what the purpose of this section is. So I know that there's your bestsellers, your sustainable premium glasses, recycled. So I think these are categories. But I think there's a lot bidding for my attention here, I guess. I can choose between like bestsellers and new products, and then all of these categories are right here. And so we want there to be a good balance between promotional content and information about your brand. I don't know, there's like a specific number of what that ratio should be, but you you don't want it to be so heavy with buy this, because then if everything's important, then nothing is important. So I think that maybe making some decisions here about what's most important to display. So it looks like you can shop their Instagram from here. What happened? So I can go to their Insta shop here, but I don't know. Okay, so they have the ability to, you can do their Instagram. You can't shop on all of them. So, I mean, it doesn't take you away from the page. It's a cool idea. I think the implementation could probably be a little bit better. Pretty slow on the load of the pictures. So it's nice to be able to shop specific looks. I just think there's a better way that could be implemented. Okay, subscribe to our newsletter. So I think, so good that they have this call to action button says subscribe. So, because it matches like what's happening, you're subscribing to the newsletter. I think I would want more information here about what the newsletter entails. Like, what am I getting, so that way people know what they're signing up for. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's add a product to the page to see what that is like. All right, so this takes me into a product page, color swatches as an option. That's really good. I don't see any information though about like sizing and more specifics about the glasses. Okay, product details. All right, so it is down here. So I think probably what I would do is to take some of this information and put it up here. It doesn't all need to go up there, but things that I would want to know if I was purchasing sunglasses would be better placed like up here somewhere. And again, if they're individual product reviews, this is a good place to put them. So it looks like they have their reviews integrated through Trustpilot, but they're more reviews about the brand and not specific glasses. So individual product reviews would be good if they have them. But yeah, I think I would put some information up here. Again, not all of it, just, 3 or 4 pieces of information like in a list form would be good. And then you can still have this stuff down here, but I have to scroll all the way past it to get basically any information about the product other than colors. Okay. So let's add it to the cart. All right, so this actually pushes me right into the cart page to start checkout. So because this is not a brand that sells only one item, and because the price point isn't so high, it would actually be better in this instance to have like a slide out cart where you can see that it's been added, but I can still get back to the product page. This pushes me right into the cart. So I would actually creates more steps to add things. So I think this is an instance where a slide out cart works really well. I can add another product. Okay, so add another product to complete the 2-for-1 offer. So let's go ahead and add this. Okay, so here there is a notification that there's free shipping over $55. All right, let's look into. Okay, I want to go back and see. Okay, gain my bearings here a little bit. All right, so if we go into the checkout, one of the things I want to see, so if you see up here, they have a promo code to get some glasses for free. Okay, we're going to go ahead and. So sometimes people don't enable that. All right, let's see. We're getting the error message. Some products became unavailable and your cart has been updated. So ideally this is happening before I get to checkout, because if I was planning to use the promo code with these, now I'm in here, and if I wanted to get them, now I have to go back out of this. And so I need to do that. I really want to see if the promo code populates on its own. So sometimes people, like brands, won't make it auto-populate and people have to like copy and paste it. So same thing, getting a message here that it's out of stock. So I mean, doing that before we get to the cart would be ideal. All right, let's go to this help section. Oh, find your frame. Okay, so this is a pretty cool feature that a lot of glasses brands have. Okay. Regular, metallic. Okay, so the thing about this page is, if I were on this page and I decided, you know what, like I don't want to do this, I want to go back to the product page, they're actually, I mean, I can go and hit the back button, but this doesn't link to anything else from here. Like this logo doesn't link back. So the only way for me to do that is to hit the back button, or I guess we can try this and see what it does. So it gives you some options, which this is a very cool feature. So right here we have some copy that says that it's sold out. So ideally that's happening more often. So we added, 3 things to the cart earlier and 2 of them were out of stock, but it didn't say that until we actually got into the checkout page. So it's just not extremely helpful. It creates a lot of friction for buyers, because eventually I just got to the point where I wasn't going to continue to add things to the cart anymore because I couldn't tell what was out of stock and what wasn't. We have a search. Okay, so this is interesting. The helper text here is in Spanish, even though the rest of the website's in English. So that could just be if they were using like an app or something to translate, or that just didn't get updated. I don't know if there are other places on the site that are like that, but okay, we have an account section. Okay, I want to go down and look at the FAQ section. Okay, so they do have FAQs, which is great. Okay, so ideally when we have an FAQ section, they always want to be framed from the perspective of the consumer. So instead of it just saying tracking of your order, it should say, how do I track my order? What are the shipping times and cost? How do I find information about measurements? That would be, because I'm the one asking the question, right? So having it framed from the consumer's frame of reference is the best way to go about that. Any other questions? Contact. Okay, so this is good that they have a way to contact them. Ideally, that would be, maybe that is in another place, easier to locate. It's kind of buried in there a little bit. So they do have a chat feature. All right, let's look at the About Us section. Okay. So same thing here as on the home page. So the Meller, that's obviously really readable. We've got some orange here, and that really gets buried. It's pretty difficult to see that. We believe life is about seizing moments that inspire and not. Okay, so the way that this is structured here, so when we look at like the architecture of something, we read left to right, and this is moving left to right, but this is actually broken up into 2 different columns, and there is a space, I guess that's probably meant to indicate that, but naturally I kind of just, I read from left to right and blended those 2 things together, so that's actually structurally a little bit harder to read. Just some of the way that they have the text set up. Lots of really good pictures, lots of really cool pictures. I feel like it captures their brand really well, but again, like white text against a photo is just really hard to read. So I think the way that they have some of their information structured, like we've got like left aligned text here, but centered here, centered up here, which is actually like really hard to read from like a cognitive load perspective. It takes a little bit more effort to read things. This is scrolling. Okay. So scrolling text is hard from an accessibility standpoint. Not that it can't be done, but can't always be read by a screen reader. So that is something to consider. Let's see, anything else I want to look at? I don't know if they have a blog. Blogs are really good from an SEO perspective. It seems like a brand like this would have a lot to offer probably in a blog. Let's look at exchanges and returns. So they've got an option here to start a return. I wonder, refund policy. So I want just to kind of get some policy information about that. So they do have all of this, which is really good. All right, let's see. It's out there. I don't know what that means. Okay, so there's actually no image here. So they have some really cool sunglasses. I think what I wonder about this page is that I don't necessarily understand what its purpose is. So they seem like they have some really cool branding and some really good intention behind their voice, but sometimes that gets a little lost. So probably I am not in their prime demographic. But when I click under here, I've got like an about us and I've got it's out there, but I just don't know what that means. And even looking at this, I don't necessarily understand like the intention of the page. So, okay. Let's see if there's anything different on these pages. Okay, so pretty standard stuff here. Okay, so let's see if they have predictive. So it's good that they have a search option. It's good when it's got like the predictive feature where you can start typing in, it kind of auto-populates some suggestions, kind of like when you use Google. That's always a really good option, especially if you carry so many products. It's like not as necessary, obviously. If you just carry a handful, it's probably not a necessary function. But for a brand like this that has so many offerings, having that would definitely be a good option. So overall, I mean, they seems like they carry a lot of cool products, but yeah, the biggest takeaways are just some of the way that it's set up, some accessibility things just with like color contrast and making sure things are readable. But overall, it seems like a great brand to check out. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.